Welcome back to another episode of converting this van, and today we are going to attempt to clad the back doors. I don't really know how it's going to go, but last episode we put new tyres on the van and built this questionable cabinet, but it works. So yeah, we're going to be cladding the back doors today, hopefully. But first job is I have some tint for the back windows, because the side windows are already tinted but the back windows aren't, so we are going to be doing that first thing. So not really sure how that's going to go, but we will see. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we're going to start off with this window because it's a little bit easier. Don't really know what I'm doing. I think we just spray this and then... Is that anything else? I've given it a little bit of a clean already, but I think we just spray it, put the film on, squeegee it out and cut around the edges, I think. Simple as that, right? Right? We'll give it a go. Right, okay, that side is actually done now. However, I don't have enough to do that side, which is annoying. But I've ordered some more, so we will get it done this episode regardless. Now, it's time to attempt to clad the walls. The doors. I do need to cut these bolts off, which I'll do. Not the bolts, the extended bits of nut, bolts, whatever, and then figure out how to clad them. I am thinking of putting bits of batten up and then battening across, and then I'm going to have a window frame around here anyway, so that's possibly what I'm thinking of doing. So yeah, we have one tinted window. Half a job, but let's start cladding the doors. Okay, so I guess the first thing we need to do is make our window frames for the windows. These are going to be a bit annoying, but I'm going to do the frame just above it, but that side's going to be even more trickier because I've got one of the brake lights on the window as well. So it's like, do I make a frame a little bit smaller, or do I try and work around it? I'm going to make this one up first and then see what the state of play is and how we can get around that one. So let's quickly make up this frame. I'll say quickly, it'll probably take me about 10 hours knowing me, but yeah, let's see how it goes. So one frame is done. I've done it slightly smaller just so you don't see all the black trim of the actual window. So that will sit there. And then what I'm thinking regarding cladding it, I might put battens down. I think that would possibly be the best way around it, and then a batten across the top as well, maybe. Yeah, I think that would be the best way around to get the cladding up. But yeah, no, it's looking alright, I think. Right, so that's that one. We now need to do that one, which I don't really know how it's gonna work. Okay, so I think what I might do is make the same size frame and then just notch out a bit there and just incorporate the light into it, because I don't think you're going to be able to get any better than that, and I kind of want the frames the same size, so I think that will probably be the best course of action. So let's get another one of these bad boys made up and then get cladding, I guess. Okay, so with this one, I don't know if you can really see, but the brake light holder is in the way. So to get around that, what we're going to do is use this amazing little device called a contour gauge. So what we do is literally, well, I say what we do, I need to remember how we do it. Yeah, so push that up against there, and then what we're going to do is push all these little slots in, like so. And then that gives you the shape. So I've got the shape now. And then, where is it? Kind of roughly lined it up to where I want it to be, about there. And then I'm going to mark the edges of this frame. And then I'm going to get our gauge like so, like that. Does that make sense? Maybe. I'll move you to the table. Okay, so with our little marks there and there, it's going to sit like that, I think. Get the gauge. So it should be something like that. And then you just trace around your mark like so. So I've got a nice little template to go by, and then we're just going to zip it out with the jigsaw and see how much it fits. Like so. Don't question my skills of cutting. Let's see if it works. Sometimes it does take a couple of attempts. You might need to notch a little bit more out, which, to be fair, that is pretty spot on, I think. What I might do is I might cut a little bit more out just to make sure that the window is somewhat level. So I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, if you haven't got a contour gauge, definitely get one, because I haven't used it much, but I've been very impressed with it so far, and it'll probably make life a lot easier. Okay, so I'm not sure how this next part is going to go, but what I'm going to do is put a couple lengths of batten vertically and then a couple horizontally, so I can I've got something to fix the frame to, and also with the cladding as well. So hopefully it works out okay, but we will see. I think our motto at the minute is just winging it. So yeah, let's screw these to the thing and then we'll see. We'll just see how it turns out. We'll just see. But yeah, like I said earlier, if you're not good at woodwork like me and you're rubbish at working out measurements and things like that, get yourself a contour gauge, because you can just guide it around, as he says that, bugger off, and you can get nice finishes as well, and get it to fit without too much stress. What I might do is I might put like a link in the description down below or something to a contour gauge. They're only like £10–15, but £10–15 well spent, I think. So yeah, what we're going to do, we'll screw these up and then screw the frames to it and see how it all pans out. It's actually getting a little bit warm now, which is very nice considering all the rain we've had throughout the past couple of weeks. So, as you can hopefully see, both doors are now prepped and ready to be cladded. I've marked the outlines roughly of where the rubber seals are. Again, you don't really want to impede on them just in case you get any leaks when it's raining. So I guess we start cladding. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of test cuts. I'm going to start the bottom of this frame and then work our way down, because they're going to be the easiest cuts. The more difficult cuts are going to be the ones up top. So yeah, we're going to work on the bottom ones. I'm going to put one length there, one length there, and close it and see how it looks from there. And then once that's figured out, brain dead moment there, once that's figured out, crack on with it. But I've been putting off the back doors for so long because I didn't really know how to go about it, but now that I'm there with it and I know roughly what I'm doing, it's working out pretty well. So I've done a bit of a rough cut here, but because that's the thing that you push to open the door. So I'm thinking of what I might do is I might try and find or make some kind of like push button thing to sit flush on the surface. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll see if we can find anything. But for now, that will do. So the bottom bit's done. Looks all right. I messed up a little bit. I forgot to cut a square for the latch thing, but I do have something for that. I've got this cheap, nasty contraction thing, which sits on there, if it will, and then you can use it to open the door. The only thing is that's not long enough, so I might try and find a way to weld that on. And that will cover the absolute monstrosity I've done. Failing that, I'll find something. So now we're going to work more on these bits. So all the bits of cladding that are split, I'm going to cut the split ends off and reuse that, so we don't actually have to go into the cladding we have left over. We've only got 6 lengths left. But obviously I am on a fair budget, or want to try and keep it down as possible, so buying cheap timber has its consequences. This was all from the same pack of cladding, so all of these are nice and straight, but the last length I used is slightly bowed. I've got a bit here, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's slightly bowed, so the last 3 lengths are bowed cladding. It is what it is at this point. Just going to get on with it. You can't really help the fact that you got cheap shit timber. So yeah, let's cut these, get these bits on, work on the top, and then hopefully on to the other door. And that is one door cladded up. Is it bad that I'm most proud of this very tiny offcut up here? Probably. But obviously I can't screw it because it'll just split, so I've just used some trusty old CT1 just to hold it in place, which would hopefully work. Now next job is the other door, which we will pick up in the morning. But it's the same episode, so don't go anywhere. See you in the morning. Okay, it's the next morning. We've done this door. Now we start this door. The tint did arrive and I did put it on the window, but I fucked it up as usual. So I've ordered more tint. It's becoming very expensive just to tint 2 bloody windows, but it's okay. It is what it is. But we're going to do this door today, and then when the tint comes tomorrow, I'm just going to take off the frame and the bits of cladding around it just to get to the window so I can tint it. But yeah, once it's done, once both doors are done, I've done a little test here just to fill in, because these are going to be painted white anyway, so I've got some white filler. I just did a quick test on it and it seems to be alright. So once these are done, I'm going to coat them with a water repellent clear liquid. As I said earlier, that these are going to be out in the weather, so we want to protect them as much as we can. So yeah, let's crack on with that door and hopefully get that finished, and it should start to look pretty good. Okay, the bottom is pretty much done, I think. Gonna have to keep closing doors just to make sure they do shut. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to work on this side first, get it up to that bit, and then work on this side. This is going to be a little bit longer than them ones because this is all going to be flush, so when you shut the doors on the inside, and once the trim's on, it'll look pretty neat, hopefully. But yeah, we're going to work on this side first and then crack on with that side. Okay, so both doors are done. Gang signs. I had a bit of cladding left over. 2 packs was bang on. Was it 2 or 3? 2, I think. So the last bits of cladding I had, I just redone this bit and just neatened it up a bit more because the other one was a load of shit. This one was a lot easier, to be fair. Not too much to think about. Nice little hole saw there. But what we're going to do now is we're going to protect it. Some all-purpose water repellent and wood preserver. So yeah, we're going to do that. Make sure that that's all sealed, and then we're going to fill in the holes, and then probably paint it at a later date because I want to try and find some trims. But yeah, let's get this water repellent on. Okay, so the wood preservers on both doors, I'm not going to fill in around here because I'm going to need to take the frame out to retint the window, which I'll probably do off camera, and I'll probably fuck up a few lamps. But in the meantime, whilst this is drying, before I fill in the holes, I've got some more CLS, so I'm going to reinforce the chair that I ran out of CLS for, just to get another little job out the way. But no, I'm actually quite pleased with how it's turned out. I wish I knew this at the start, but I actually figured out a little but a little way to get this curve. Like, so these last 4, they curve really nicely with the door. And the way I've done it, I wish I knew that method before I even started. That's okay. I am going to get a trim around the door just to hide the shit cuts, basically. But no, I'm actually really pleased with it. So yeah, let's reinforce the other chair, and then hopefully this will dry and we can fill it in. And then I think that might be it. I'm not too sure. It's a lovely day. I don't actually want to stop converting at the minute. I do have the MOT next Saturday, so whether we'll get an episode recorded next weekend, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but she's a strong girl. I'm sure she'll pass. Let's reinforce the chair. Okay, so I've filled in that door. Gonna give it a sand probably tomorrow off camera when it dries and see if I need to touch up anything else. I've started this one, done the 2 panels up there and all of them down there, but I'm going to leave this section off because I need to retint that. So I'm probably going to have to take all of this off and the frame to retint it, put it all back on. So hopefully that doesn't split. So I'll be really pissed off. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased with it. Yeah, I think I'm really pleased with it. Do need to get some trim, which I need to do a bit of research and find out what's best for me. And then yeah, I think next episode I want to sort out them kitchen shelves because they're bugging me. I do have a plan for that. But yeah, I think next episode we are going to be starting cladding the back part of the van and getting that closed up, and then see where we're at after that. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode. And if you did enjoy this episode, give us a little thumbs up. And I haven't done this in a couple of episodes, so if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you in the next installment of converting this camper van. Peace out.